Hey y'all, Rhonda here, coming to you on this beautiful day in the Ozarks. We're working on the Far East Journal, and we have just a couple of pages made. There's this one, and this one. And I had talked about in my last video about having things ready so you don't have to see me ink up the edges or draw the gold lines around the pages or any of that stuff, because you guys know how to do that. And if you don't, I'll be glad to do a video on how to use the Big Shot. Excuse me, had to yawn there. And or anything else you might want to learn to use. So anyway, I went through and started putting some pages, together, laying them out a little bit, and see what I could come up with. Well, I went and looked in all my dies, and I found this one. Is that not perfect? I mean, perfect. And let's see, I thought this was really pretty for the corners. And then, you get too much stuff and you don't know what you have. Is that not perfect? And this little guy, of course it's hard to tell, but this is what the dies look like. Is that not perfect? I know. And then I found a couple more. Here's a pocket, and this was it's called the Gilded Life. It's a cut and embossing die. And then I just had a few more spell binders. I just pulled those out just in case I thought I might want to use them. So I'd have it handy. And then, let's see. Oh, I got some stuff in from Scrapbooks Forever. No. Scrapbooking Made Simple. And let's see. What did I get? Grab it here. Some of the, what they call them, midi. They're not minis, and they're not full size. They're midis in the middle of the Stays On. So I have those. And then this is Stays On. This is Cotton White. This is, what does it say? Application for a wide range. What is it? Opaque. Yeah, Stays On Opaque. That's what that is. And then she had some specials. Of course, she always has specials on the weekends. Stacy with Scrapbooking Made Simple. And this is about good friends. And a laugh is the shortest distance between two people. Take time to laugh. It's the music of the soul. So anyway, some really good sentiments. And then she has her own brand, Simply Defined and Simply Refined. And this was a release that she did. And these are layering stencils. I don't know if you can see. Is there a picture? No, that's just a, well, oh, there you go. You can see a little better. Anyway, there's 3 layering stencils. And then here is another one. Anyway, I really like those 2, and I kind of like that, and we may use that in the journal. Even this one is pretty. And then this one looks like the cherry, well, it's dogwood, but that reminds me of the Far East, when all their trees bloom, and so anyway, I have that. I guess that's all I got in. So anyway, let me pull this out and let's get started on a couple of pages. My last video was a little, I sped through some things, and and had some enlightenings. And what I'm going to do is we're going to make this together. There's no worries about that. But the process takes a while as far as thinking and, looking at this paper and that paper, and you have better things to do with your time. So what I thought I would do is cut things out and get things ready, and then we'll put them together on the page. And, we'll still go through the process, but you're just not going to see me, putting the gold around the edges or putting the score tape on, and hopefully it'll go a little faster and a little more interesting than, you twiddling your thumbs, talking amongst yourselves, while I'm trying to figure out, do I want gold or do I want rose gold paper? So I went through and I did a few pages like that, where I have some ideas, and, we may change them as we go. I don't know. But I just think it'll be better. And like, there's some pieces for that page, and maybe a little extra pieces for that page. And I'm gonna inlay some things, so we're gonna do that together. So I think it'll work out better. Like I said, let me know what you think in the comments, and we can get this journal done a lot quicker. So let me set these to the side and grab one page, and we'll just jump in. All right, as I mentioned before, let me scoot these out of the way. These digital kits are just beautiful. And there's nothing I can do to add to that. I mean, nothing at all. So, the only thing I did was outline it in gold. You can see around the edges. But that's all I'm going to do, because this is just, that's just perfect. But we have the back side. And like I said, most of these are printed with some sort of color. And I also put the gold around the edges here. So this is where we're going to be able to decorate, and whoever receives this, they'll be able to journal and really use it. So I went through and like I said, this is a digital kit from Calico Collage, and I'll link her below. She has fantastic digital kits and ephemera and all kinds of goodies. So I was thinking something like this. It was funny because this particular color of paper, when I was at work, I work at a scrapbook store, and while I was doing a demonstration for a lady with the Big Shot, and we have a container full of scraps, and so we just grabbed a scrap out of there, and I embossed it and did some cutting and things for it to show how it all works. And I had taken a few pages that I had finished to work to show them, and I had them laying there, well, when we got really busy. So the scraps I had left, I just threw over to the side. When it slowed down and we started to straighten up, I said, oh my gosh, it matches perfect. So I had to get a couple of sheets of that color, and that was just a happy incident there. It just added to it, really. So what I did was just cut this out. This is one of the ephemera pieces from the kit, and I put score tape on the back because I printed, this is copy paper. It's 24-pound hammer mill is what I use on most of this, unless it's certain ephemeras where I'll beef it up and use like 80 pounds. If it's a tag or something, that's going to be in and out of pockets and really used. But anyway, I thought I would mat this like so, and both pieces have gold on the edges. And kind of put this like this. Oops. Scoot it over. Of course, we'll even that up. So, of course, this is going to be 2 pages. We'll fold it in half so we can get the middle. And then when I was searching, going through my dies, and my last video I showed where I just hit the jackpot, I just overlooked a few things and found some just perfect dies. And then this is one of them with this fan. And so I cut them out like the base piece out of the different colors. And then I have a gold This is gold. And then I have, nope, I take that back. This is rose gold. And this is kind of a copper, kind of an orangey, coppery. And then this teal. And now I forget which one I picked out for which, but I think we'll just do this. And let's see, that's more of the goldy. I think we're going to do that right there. And you notice when you cut these out, this part, and you see, that comes out. But when I cut this one out, it, you know, stayed in. It needed to be punched out. And I thought, hey, I like that look. So I just put a little piece of tape on the back so those pieces would not come out. I mean, you can also take, you know, the pieces that came out of this, the pieces that came out of this, and switch them. You know, do a little bit of inlaying, which I've done that on several occasions, and turned out just absolutely beautiful. Yeah, it's a little bit of work, but in the end, it's worth it. So I thought we'd do a little collage, excuse me, of some sort over here on the corner of this side. And then this is from this die set. Let's see, where did I see if I can get to it without, oh, there it is, without losing all my little pieces here. So this was one of the jewels that I found in my stash. And this is actually what they look like when they're cut out. There's no stamps or anything. It's just the dies. And so here's some symbols, and I don't know what they mean. Hopefully something fabulous. And that's what, this is one of them here. And so I thought I would put it somewhere on this to just to zhuzh it up a little bit. So I don't know where. So once we start adding this, we can figure that out. So let's scoot this to the side and get the little bits there and fold this in half so we'll know where our middle is located. Okay, open it back up. Alright, so now we know our middle, and I went ahead and made a little score mark there, and what I'm doing is I'm putting this edge on the inside of this gold line, and the same thing down here, just putting it on the edge of the gold line and not overlapping it. So let's trim this out, and I have this We Are Memory Keepers, this little trimmer. Of course, I have all sizes and brands and everything, but this is just a little tiny, lightweight trimmer, and it works really well, especially for stuff like this, or if you're working with pictures and need to do a little, you know, little trim here and there, and cuts beautifully, lightweight. You know, if you do crops and stuff, you could just throw it in your bag and have something easy, or if you're, you know, in your RV or a passenger in a car and you're doing a few things, this is perfect. They make perfect gifts too. So what did I do with my dauber here? Let me ink this side up. Okay, I don't know which way that map goes. So we could glue it all the way down or leave it open and use it as a belly band. And I think that's what we're going to do, is instead of having it right in the middle of the page, we'll have it to the side, and then we can tuck something under there later if we get the notion to do that. Alright, so let's go ahead and put this one together. What I do is like to start one side. Let's do this side. Come on here. Well, why is it when you're on camera it doesn't work? But you could do it 500 times off camera and it's perfect every time. Alright. So what I do is eyeball this. See where you want it. And then put my hand on there and hold it firmly, and then lift one corner up and take the backing off of the score tape. Okay, so now you have it anchored down, and it's not, you know, of course it's not going anywhere, so then you could remove the rest of the tape and lay it down. You know, some people are good at just eyeballing it, you know, taking all the tape, all the backing off the tape, and then just laying it down. I'm not one of those. So spread that out. And another little trick you can do, if you take all your backing off the tape and you're going to, you know, lay it down like so, if you'll take a glue stick, do I have one handy here? Let's see. Oh. Any kind of glue stick you have. If you'll take this, go over the exposed tape, and I don't mean, you know, just back and forth, just one little zhuzh over the exposed tape, and that way it'll give you a couple of seconds to pick it back up if you make a mistake. Because of course with just the score tape, once it's down, even if you don't burnish it, it's next to impossible to get up. So if you do the little trick with the glue stick, you know, if you put it down and you think, oh no, that's, you know, too low, you'll be able to pick it up and adjust it. So anyway, that's a little trick of the day. All right, let's see what we're going to do with this. That looks good. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's on the 5th one. So I'm just going to, excuse me, add glue. Excuse my reaching. Get this off. So we're going to put a little glue on either end. And this art glitter glue, a little bit goes a long way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just line that up. So that way we can still use it as a belly band. And if you don't want to, then you don't have to, but you have that option at least. And this one will go in the middle. We could even offset it a little more. I like that. Something a little different. So let's, we can just use wet glue for this, or you can use your score tape. So let's just put a little bit down. And like that. I like that. A little different there. Let's work on these. So one of the tricks, you can use the sticky dots for the back of this, or you can put a little glue on your hand, a little wet glue on your hand, and dab it on there and then set it down. Instead of trying to, you know, this one maybe, well, this one would be pretty hard to do. So let's just do this little trick. Put a little glue here. And we're just going to dab it a little. So see, it's not getting too much on there, just a little. If you think you need some more, and I'm going to put a little on the bottom there where that tape is. And put this on there, which I guess I should have waited on the bottom, because that's not going to be covered up. So we'll make sure we put that to the side. There we go. And then we don't have glue everywhere. Okay. Let's do these two. Then we'll figure out where we're going to put them. All right. So, dab, dab, dab. Dab a little bit more and a little bit more. And if you need to add some, and it's not going to hurt you. I mean, you know, I'm sure we've all eaten glue in kindergarten. So I think it's going to be fine to have a little bit on your hand. And then we'll put this on there. Like so. Like that. Whoops. My tape's wanting to sneak off here. We'll get all that glued down. And we have one more. Do we have enough sticky on there? Let's do a little bit. Of course, I'm doing it really thin, so it's going to dry fast, but it doesn't take much. Dab, dab, dab. Dab, dab, dab. And put this little feller on there. And it dries clear, so if you have any on there, it's going to be all right. Okay. Let's see, do I have to find a wet one or something. Get that off, but it's okay. All right, so where do we want to put these? Do we need to overlap them? Scoot this over a little bit. Put them different directions. Something a little interesting to look at. I kind of like that. All right, let's do this one. I'll put glue on him. Put a little down there. Like I said, it doesn't take much. So how did we have him? Okay. And usually you put them a certain way, and then when you go to glue them down, you do them a little different. Okay. Come on, stick down there. Hold that for just a second. Let's see, how do we want to do this one? So here I am changing my mind again. Okay, hold that one for just a minute. All right, let's do this one. What are we thinking? There we go. Just a little interest. And like I said, you still have plenty of room to journal on. Come on, hunker down there. All right. And then like I said, we can always go back and, you know, make a little booklet or a tag or something to put behind there if we want to. So there's that. Oh, and then we had the little, this little symbol, which I don't know if it goes up or down or around. So you could add a little something there. But I think we need to zhuzh this up, so let's just do, this is wide enough, you can hit it pretty easy. And how about just right here? One of my problems is I overthink it, you know. So I try to just, you know, try your options and then just do it. Make a decision and go with it. So there's another page. And like I said, we may come back and do a little stamping or something, but I'm liking this. All right. And we'll save that one for next time. Oh, come here. All right, so I have this. So I have the lanterns cut out, and this is kind of, let me get the other piece off. This is kind of how I was thinking. Oh, let's fold this one. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's fold it in half, because I may have gone over too far. And this is what this side looks like. And we're going to fold it in half. Okay. All right, let's put you guys back here. There we go. Something like that. Show some interest there. All right, and I think what we're going to have to do is, since we're going to do some inlay, we're going to have to glue these down first. That's why I have these pieces still on the dies, because I'm going to take these pieces and inlay them inside of there, okay? And then the same way with this one. This one has a lot of little pieces, but I'm not going to use them all. I'll use some, but that way if you leave them in there, then you can pick and choose what you want to use. Okay, so let's go ahead and glue these down. I guess we need to start with this big one here. And this one is, oops, there's one little piece there. There we go. Let's get a little glue here. Like I said, it doesn't take much with this art glitter glue. You can use your sticky dots. You can lay this down and use your tape runner. I mean, whatever you have, whatever you're comfortable with. Okay. A little bit through here. A little bit there. Okay. All right. These are such beautiful dies. Okay. So that one's down. And of course it's going to look a little different than how I had it. And then we'll draw some lines or put some twine or something there to so they're not just, you know, hanging in the air with no support. I mean, they could be magic lanterns, but all right, and this little guy. And like I said, they're just beautiful on their own. But you can, like I said, do a little bit of the inlay and really make a statement. Do you ever make noise? Oh, don't do that. Do you ever make little noises when you're adding glue or cutting or something? Little songs like, or make little do 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 do. Now come on, I know I'm not the only one that does that. bit there. Okay. Put you down here. All right. We'll start with the what I think would be one of the easier ones. Okay. I don't know if we're going to use this whole piece or not. Let's take the tape off of this one and get this piece off. I might have to do a little trimming. So we're not going to use all of this. So I'm going to trim it off here and then trim it off there and put that down. Okay. And I have pink for this one too. All right. All right, all right, all right. So these are bigger pieces, so that makes it nice. So what you can do is just punch these out right here. Maybe they're going to come out. And no, they're not going to come out like they're supposed to. I want this little piece. Nope, that's part of it. That's part of it. Okay. So what we can do is add, do I have all the pieces? Yep. Just a tiny bit of glue in each one of these. And I like to use my tweezers. And you kind of have to be careful with the tweezers and this shiny paper because it will dent it, scratch it. But you see what's happening? Come on. Settle in there like you're supposed to. See, this really doesn't take that much time. But see how it's really starting to make a statement? That little extra. See, what do you think about that? So now you have the, you see the gold and then the pink. And I don't know if you can tell on camera, but the this is a real pale pink also. All right, so let me trim this down, and we're going to add this. And then we will see, because this one has a lot of little pieces, and I think we're just going to use a few. This one is, I did a green here. So who knows what we're going to do. If you were going to do all of it, use all of these pieces, what you would want to do is take and put a piece of tape over the back of it. Make sure it's burnished down really well, and then go ahead and punch all this out, and then all this will stay in one place. Instead of trying to knock them all out and say, okay, this little piece goes here and that little piece goes there, you'll drive yourself crazy, unless you just like that. So, all right, let me trim this up and poke some of these out and get started on that, and I'll be right back. All right, so I have the pieces inlaid, and you can see, and you just, you know, whatever is easiest for you to do it or not to do it. But, you know, these are bigger pieces. This was a big piece. And then the other ones, you know, I just clipped these pieces off on the green and just laid them over the gold. So now they need ropes or strings or something. They can't just be hanging in the air. Well, I mean, I guess they could, but I think we need to finish them off a little bit. So let me get my ruler and my gold pen. I actually got a new one. And this is Krylon 18 karat gold leafing pen. So let's shake it up. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, rattle, and roll. All right, this one also has a chisel tip. Okay, so I think I'm going to just line this up. Scoot up here a little bit more. So just line this up and we're going to draw a line here, hopefully. Oh. Okay. So far, so good. That one's a little crooked. But it's handmade, right? Okay, this one even needs a little one. We could probably do it without it. And this one. And this pen dries really fast too, which is nice. There. So now it looks like they're hanging from something. Yeah, I think that's a lot better. All right, and we may come back, you know, after we get some more pages done, we may come back, and I have some really nice stamps we could stamp, and we could heat emboss. I think we may do some alcohol inks on some shiny paper, so we'll just see where it takes us. All right, let's grab another one and get it finished.